I can tell if they're frozen. Okay.
All
They're
right.
frozen or they're...
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll let them go ahead and get started.
Okay, so we're Fueled by Coffee. We decided to do our presentation on family pajamas. And so I'm Maria.
My name's Alexis.
I'm Ireland.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Samantha.
So we're going to start with the in-store retail experience, and then we're going to move on to our competitive analysis, but the key recommendations will be correlated with the competitive analysis.
For our in-store experience, we visited the Golden Triangle Mall and visited the JCPenney's locations there. We noticed that there was no merchandise available for the family pajamas yet. And so I went online and I saw that there was free same-day pickup that was available. It's very convenient for customers who want to shop in-store merchandise. However, the products that displayed on the website were not available for the Denton location. When I clicked add to cart and would choose certain sizes or all of the sizes, none of them were available for that location. It was saying that you could pick it up like a different location. This can be very confusing for the customers because you're offering the same day pickup. However, the merchandise isn't available in the store.
And then I went in store at the Stonebriar location, and as Jessica was saying, whenever we first went to the Denton location at the end of September, there was no inventory yet, but starting around October is whenever we started to see everything in store again. And Stonebriar definitely had a larger selection compared to the other competitors such as Target and also Macy's. But something that I did notice is that there wasn't any multicultural pajamas, and although there is a larger selection online, there wasn't as many in store, just multiple category sizes. And these are the companies that we identified as competitors and compared JCPenney against.
So for the reviews and ratings, JCPenney's website didn't have any reviews or ratings for their family pajamas, whereas Target had around 42% of reviews, and most of their products had ratings. Macy's and Kohl's had around 15% of reviews. Macy's had all of their products with some form of rating to it, whereas Kohl's had most of their products with 1 or 2 ratings for their products. And then to entice customers to leave reviews on the products, we recommend to add reviews to the grid page. So in the mock-up shown, we added a 4.5-star ratings with 25 reviews attached to it. Also, we want to create some form of program that leaves customers to leave that review. By enticing customers with a coupon for their next purchase, they'll be more inclined to leave that review.
And for information architecture, most companies had family pajamas located in the taxonomy. However, it was a very low tier. Most companies, it was very hard to find the category. So for our recommendation, it was to simply add family pajamas into a more visible category. It can either be in the clothing category or also in new and trending. And this can be located in women's, men's, juniors, kids, etc. Now for product assortment, JCPenney had the second largest assortment with 285 products, while Kohl's had 360, so a pretty close assortment. Categories and sizes were going to be the same across all competitors. And as some recommendations, the first is to expand the selection, including more themes, holidays, and characters. The screenshot shown is going to be from Target, where they have Halloween and different characters, such as some chicks and sharks and everything. JCPenney didn't have as wide of a variety, so I think that there is definitely a bigger opportunity there. And the second part of expanding, it can also be into family matching. So family matching can be expanded into multiple categories for everyday wear. the screenshot on the left is going to be from Old Navy, and in the middle is H&M with fall twinning. And also we can see that Family Matching has related searches on Google, such as family matching outfits for wedding, for spring, and for fall. And then lastly is a buy more, save more concept. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the number of families have increased for numbers of 3, 4, and 5 members. So matching pajamas isn't just for immediate family, but also for extended family. Customers love a discount, and especially whenever you're able to stack these discounts. So when determining the discount, we can think about what's the highest % off we can give customers for the buy more, save more that still allow them to stack with other offers and have it not kill margin.
So for the PDP information, all 4 companies had essentially the same things like the description, the sizing and shipping and returns, fabric and care, checking inventory in store. But Macy's had promotions offered during in the PDP, so just deals like 30% off of select apparel. And then Target has a gift now button where you can purchase a gift for someone online, and then it sends them an online gift of what the product is, so like headphones, and then that person receiving the gift can choose the color that they want, or they can decide to return it and get the money back. So that's something unique that Target does. And then a recommendation would be to just organize the PDP a little better. So this is the screen when you first clicked like the group picture for the collection, and you just scroll down and it has each individual item. So it has the option to select a size and a quantity. So if I selected a size though, and then I pressed view full details to actually then add it to my cart, it takes away the size. So it doesn't matter if I selected before. And so that can be maybe frustrating or just more clicks for the customer. And then the add to cart button is below the fold at the bottom of all the products in the collection. And then another thing is to organize the PDP. And so when you first clicked the group picture, this is shown from Macy's. And so if you click it, then it has each individual item, and from there you can add the size and add it right to the bag rather than having to click view details and then go and add it to the bag again. And so it just makes it easier to shop and quicker for the customer, especially if they're getting multiple items from the collection. And then another recommendation would be to update the descriptions. And so the top one is JCPenney and the bottom one is Macy's. And it's just a little confusing. It just says first comp this, second comp this, and all of these things. And then Macy's has the option of pants and tops, and it might just be easier for the customer to understand and read. And then also the product description is below the rest of the collection and recommended products. Then it's a product description, whereas the other 3 companies had the product description right below the product and then had the shop the collection and recommended products.
For the photography, we found that all of the competitors, as well as JCPenney's, included family images. We thought that something that JCPenney's really did well was incorporating individual views of the pajamas per person. Small features throughout the competitors were different, but overall the photography was pretty consistent. A few things that we noticed with the imagery were that the current images do not show the full face of the models. And then on the grid page, the mouse over feature, it's not consistent for every image or product. So if you can do the mouse over feature for the family items, you may see the bandana instead of maybe like the back of the PJs. Our recommendation is to include more lifestyle images. And according to Just Uno, 93% of consumers consider the visual appearance of a product to be a key factor in making a purchase online. So for the mouse over feature, we decided that we think it should be more consistent, maybe make that every mouse over feature just shows the back of the pajama set, and then include themed backdrops or backgrounds for the family lifestyle images that you already have on the website.
So shipping. JCPenney offers free shipping on purchases that are $99 or more, which seems to be higher than their competitors. Like Target offers free shipping on $35 or more. Unless you're a Red Card member, then you always get free shipping. Or Kohl's and Macy's is $75 or more. They all seemed to include like a free in-store pickup. So this was just a breakdown of what the JCPenney site showed that they what is charged for shipping. So if it doesn't meet the $99 requirement, it's $8.95 on the order, whereas premium delivery costs $4.95 on $99 more, or $9.95 on anything lower than that. Express delivery was $15 for up to $74.99, and $25 on up to $149.99, and then it was $35 on anything more than that. Expedited delivery, which would be 1 day delivery, it was $25 for up to the $74.99, $35 for up to $149.99, and then $45 on anything more than that. So many retailers offer free shipping if you spend a total. So like, for example, American Eagle, it's $50, and Macy's, it's $75, which JCPenney was $99. Also for like Target, they offer 2 days shipping, 2 free day shipping if the customer spends $35 or more, or if they're a Red Card member. Gap is another retailer that offers free shipping if they're a card holder with the company. And then as far as DSW, they offer free shipping for any of their reward members, which is a free program that they offer. So a recommendation could be for JCPenney to kind of chime in on this more. Many customers don't like to spend money on shipping, and so sometimes it can be a deal breaker for a purchase. So options would be free shipping on a lower amount, like American Eagle, Target, and Macy's showed, or free shipping for card holders like Target, Gap, and DSW showed, which could potentially lead to more loyal customers.
And so for the recommended products, when you scroll all the way to the bottom of the Family Pajamas webpage, there's out of context products. It was showing jewelry, towels, women's wear. At this stage in the buy-in process, the website should be showing family pajamas with similar styles, colors, and price points. And then this is a mock-up we created which shows those similar products related to family pajamas. Another recommendation is to display a list of product suggestions based on the user's current browsing history. This will give like a repeat image of what they were previously looking at, and it's also easier for the customer so they don't have to go back all the way through the information architect and find where a certain product they were just viewing is at. And then a gift option. So Kohl's and Target offer free gift options for their family pajamas, whereas JCPenney's has gift options, but it's just not for family pajamas. Family pajamas is very holiday spirit giving for gift options, and 40% of customers would consider making that repeat purchase if gift wrapping options were available. So for the recommendation, we want to offer gift wrapping as a seasonal option because family pajamas is very seasonal attire. So we have the header bar that automatically updates based on the cart value. We also created a checkbox at checkout where it says this is a gift, and users could click that once they have their products in the checkout area. And then for the pop-up, we thought of that as when the customer clicks on the option to add it to the cart, and then that pop-up will display and it says take the hassle out of making it look perfect for $5, or you can spend that extra money and they'll wrap it for free. This will attract repeat customers by offering that gift option, and also will create that positive feedback and increase reviews.
Unrelated products. So we found that when filtering through the family pajamas and using the Christmas filter, unrelated products show, such as we have the fall themed dog sweater, which is primarily Halloween themed, as well as the pet bed set. There were 33 Christmas products in the occasion Christmas, but 36 products in the theme Christmas. And then for our recommendation for this, we believe that you should remove Christmas and holiday from the theme filter, but keep it within the occasion filter, as well as add sub-filters for specific holidays such as Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Halloween, etc.
So ads. When you scroll all the way down to a product page on the JCPenney website, ads like this that appear like the paid ads that you would Google something appear, and it appears right above the sign up box for emails and alerts and all of that too. One recommendation could be getting rid of the ads altogether. If a customer tends to travel all the way down to the end of that product page, they might decide to redirect from the website, which could potentially lead to a loss in sale, because this could be because maybe they liked that product more, or they didn't want to redirect back to the JCPenney page. So that's basically offering them to the other company. A second recommendation could be making those ads less noticeable, maybe making them a little bit smaller and moving them underneath the sign up bar, so that they're still there, but the customer doesn't notice them as much as they would already do.
Any questions so far?
Is that your last slide right there?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to open it up to the JCPenney team first. I know there's a few people in there who work extensively on family pajamas. Any questions for the group? Comments? Feedback?
I actually did have a question. Can you tell us what dates you went to the different store locations?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. Can you tell us what dates you went to the different store locations?
We went to the Denton location at the end of September. And then I went to the Stonebriar location this past weekend. And there was a very big display there. I do know that's your flagship store, correct? The Stonebriar?
Locally, yeah.
It's the one closest to the office.
Yeah. Did you happen to go to any other stores?
Go to the Golden Triangle.
Well, any other non-JCPenney stores? Did you go to any competitors?
Yes, we went to Macy's and Target as well.
And how did those sets compare to what you saw at JCPenney, not just online, but what you saw physically in store?
So for Target, they have it spread out throughout their stores. So women's matching pajamas would be in the women's wear, and then the men's was in the men's, and then the kids was in the kids. So it was like all spread out through the store, but they do have matching pajamas.
And then in Macy's, it was a very small row. Not even an entire row. And in the whole section of just pajamas, it was one very small section.
And did you go to those competitors at the same time you went to JCPenney?
Yes.
Anything else from the broader group?
Sorry, I'm away from the mic here.
Can you hear her okay?
Were you guys able to get any analytics from the websites, whether it be from us or anyone else, around how any of this would perform? Because even if the pajamas weren't on site earlier, you guys had found that there were some of the Halloween or some of the other occasions and things like that. Were you guys able to find out how any of that performed?
They didn't have access to like any of our data, if that's what you're asking.
Google Analytics or anything?
No, they're all not ours. I mean, they could maybe get Google. The best they could get would be Google Trends.
Most of that was not public information.
Yeah. So a couple other things here. So you called out some multicultural opportunities, which I thought was really interesting. Did you see? It wasn't clear to me in the presentation. Did you see those other places, or is that something that's kind of an open opportunity?
A little bit of both. I know that Target definitely had a little bit more. Something that I did not see was Kwanzaa. I did see a few at Target, and then I'm not sure about Macy's.
All right. So overall, guys, I felt like you did a good job. It was clear everybody participated. Hold on, Caitlin's got a question, late breaking.
I have a question. I liked your call out around the recommended products. Did you see any competitors that did a really good job at showing similar products?
I would say Target is really good about showing recommended products. They showed different products, like the categories that would show like men's, and then it would give women's, as well as like pet accessories, but it was all related to the family matching.
Anything else from the room in general?
Did you get a chance to sign up for emails or anything else like that to see what the inbound traffic looked like on your side?
No, we didn't.
No, we did not.
So overall, really good job. Like I really felt like you all were a team. It was clear everybody participated and did the work on this one. So I really appreciate that. A lot of good supporting evidence, a lot of really good, clear recommendations. So I've got everybody in the room filling out sort of evaluation forms too, which I'll provide back to Professor Burton, so you can get some feedback from a lot of people, not just this guy. So, but nice job. Thank you so much for participating, and we'll send this in.
I'll get the other in here. All right, you guys, thank you. Good job.
If everybody fill out, do you want to do it?
Fueled by coffee.
Yeah, Fueled by Coffee. They're covering family pajamas.
I was looking for coffee. I showed up.
And everybody's looking for coffee right now. So each one of these got a 10, total 50. Feel free to make notes, comments. Keep them professional, nothing nasty, stealing.
I love that Apple badge. like we could do that. Like,
Were you
pretty quickly.
No, I didn't see
the
it.
ensemble template? The added bag, there's one button for it, and it's all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah, no.
And just put it within wherever you're
Field.
assigning your
Yeah.
quantity.
Yeah.
Put it right there too.
Yeah.
I'll send out a link to all these presentations as well. I've got it on a shared drive so they can get them. Emailing them is simple.
It'll be better yet when we have proof that Hook definitely gives you the default size for everything, and then you can just order it all on your size.
Look at this girl. She's never been any size up right now.
All right, you guys. So they can see what they can see you guys, and here's your presentation up here, and somebody will have to kind of man it right here, and then just where you. Bad copy. Oh my bad.
Thank you. One link and 230. Yeah. Cool. I'll hang up the other one.
I'll go see it.
This is Fantastic Five. They're going to be dresses. Here's the last presentation. It's not a note. One of the last team had some sort of family and pigeon treat they will be presenting next week.
But you'll need to control it there. Yeah. And then watch out, you can move this little box too. Oops. You need to, like, yeah, so you can move that if you need to, if it's in the way of what you're saying.
Okay.
All right. It should be. We are kind of ready when you guys are. We might have a team member that shows up a little later who is in traffic, but she'll be here, but possibly not. So this is Fantastic Five. So are you guys ready?
We are ready whenever you are.
All right, perfect.
Sweet. You want me to present? Hey Justin, we're the Fantastic Five, and this is on dresses. So most of our suggestions are based off website and mobile. So the things that we found that were great were the filters, the product page, like the color and size, very easy to go through. Promotions were easy to find. Font was easy to read on the product page itself. The product to cart was effective, really quick, very simple. Clean description on the products, also really clean. Nice vocabulary and everything. Internal search engine was easy to use. There was no issue when we're searching for dresses. And also the internal search option for filters, especially when it came to like the brands, we felt that was a very good SEO thing to do. But there's some things we feel like there could be, there's some good opportunities that could be improved, such as the filter bar. We feel like it would be better if it was like sticky or if it was fixed when scrolling because it just disappears. There's also title tag problems on some URL. The URL would show up instead of like the actual title tag itself for like the product. The images are smaller compared to the competitors. So that's also like a thing we saw that could be improved. And the font was small when it came to the virtual catalog page itself. And some things that we saw that could help for our opportunity.
Can I pause you guys a second? Can you clarify what page you're speaking to specifically?
On the virtual catalog page? Well, just it's like the dresses in general. Like the font was really hard to read. It was like pretty small. So like when it came to like the actual, like going through all the dresses, it was really small. But actually clicking on the product page, that was actually the good part. It was really easy to read. It was like inconsistent fonts.
Can you take, I think what we're trying to establish is which page you were on the website. So can you maybe take us through the path you took to get there?
Yeah, the dress page, like itself.
Okay, so the main dress page.
Okay, and
Gotcha.
Some things that we found that could help with our opportunities for that we saw from the competitors was the sticky filter, both on the mobile on top and also on the website to the left. The image size for Dillard's and Macy's was big enough where you could see the product clearly. And the one thing we found from Old Navy was the background for the background color for the product itself, or for the dresses in this case. It really highlighted the product really well. We thought they did that astoundingly. And the font size was very consistent throughout Dillard's and Macy's, and we believe the quick view option was also really helpful for Dillard's.
Okay, so for our first opportunity, we decided to look on the dress search results page, and we found out that there was a lack of a sticky filter. And based on our research, we found out that an added sticky filter helped consumers filter out what they wanted to sort through while they were scrolling. So we added a sticky filter, and our research suggests that 69% of consumers spend most of their time on the left side anyway. So it helps with the filtering out of whatever product they're looking for. Our second opportunity was the lack of a quick view hover button. It was hard for consumers to look at the dresses but still wanted to be on the dress search results page. Instead of having to click through many tabs for each individual dress, we decided to put a quick view button on the dress search results page so the consumer can look at the dress without having to use multiple clicks to get to their transaction. And based on our research, the quick view button use is 44% more reliable than the Hover, and it also reduces server load, expedites shopping, and is has an easy view for product details.
So the other opportunity we saw is the filter slider, just to clean it up. As you can see through the original, there's like multiple things that could be confusing for the consumer itself, such as like the size and size range. We feel like we could combine those. And on the right side, there's the occasion, and there's also wedding occasion. We felt like we could like put that in there and kind of just combine it to make it less confusing for the consumer. And through our proposed, like on the left side, we combine the size and size range together to make it very simple, quick to go through, and not too complicated for the consumer. And occasion on the right side, we just put the wedding occasion in there, and also like adjusted a filter towards like the trend, such as like prom and like careers and all that jazz. And through our research, we found that including scrolling and filters can make it the usability very poor, and it can also overwhelm the customer as well. And the quicker the filter speed is, the more practical the website can be as well. Few values and punctuate. And the other opportunity we saw was the title tags, as mentioned before. So going through the internal search engine, like typing in the dress itself. So on the left side, I typed in Jessica Howard dresses through the internal search engine, JCPenney. And on the title tag, it showed the URL. And it's not the best SEO to practice. It's not the best SEO practice to have like the URL there. And so it should say something like Jessica Howard dresses. And the result of that organically on the organic search side of the search through Google, JCPenney was near the bottom. I feel like that definitely affected its organic ranking. And it was the same on the right side, make sure that it was not like an error. I searched R&M Richard dresses on the internal search engine as well, and same thing, the URL came up on the title tag, and because of that, I felt like that affected the rankings for JCPenney as well. So my proposed simple change the title tag to like just, it could be specific or it could be something very broad, such as Jessica Howard dresses, or in this case, Jessica Howard lace sheath dress is what I searched. And we just found through research that having a unique, clean, and optimized title helps increase the rankings for SERPs, especially Google. And yeah, just helping the rankings in general. And also it helps a customer identify like what web page they're on when looking at the URL, so it doesn't feel too complicated.
All right, Justin. So far, do you have any questions for the group, or are you going good?
So I haven't seen many competitive examples yet. Like you all have some research, which is very useful, but as you're calling these things out, do we have examples of what competitors are utilizing the things you're calling out?
So like for the title tags, I'd use the internal search engines for each one. And the reason I use Jessica Howard and R.M. Richards is because if I remember correctly, Dillard's and Macy's also had like the same products from those two brands. So I typed in internal search engine, and I found that like the title tag definitely showed up for those when using internal search. But again, for JCPenney, when I did it, I just showed the URL. And if like consumers are like comparing products and such to the competitors, like it'd be easier to identify if the tag was there instead of just the URL.
Okay. Yeah, I guess kind of the issue I'm having right now is we provide a pretty robust list of competitors, so y'all could kind of go out and see who's doing what. And right now, as about halfway through, it's unclear to me if these are things that other competitors are implementing or not. So it's not saying these are necessarily good or bad recommendations. I just don't have a competitive basis on which to evaluate that.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on with the presentation. For opportunity number 5, we did see in the category page for dresses, most of them have other options in other colors. But unfortunately, when you do go towards the other colors, you can see when you go back towards the image, it doesn't show you the secondary image for the same swatch. It goes back towards the original one, as you can see in this slide. So we were proposing to find an improvement there and to like put the correct image. And also in the category pages, there's only 2 images. It's only limited to 2 images for products. Adding more images will help the consumer have more of a better view of what the product is, so they can have better specifics of what they can get. And our research shows that providing all the necessary viewing angles does help, and using clear product photos or category pages gives the viewer an idea of what the product they want. For our next opportunity is the same product category page, and we can see in the dresses that the price tags, they're very big, but for the after a coupon, we can't really see the original prices. They're difficult to locate on the web page, and there's few products that don't really have the original page. They only have the offer after a coupon. And so on the product price tags, we can our research shows that offering sales, discounts, rebates, and closeouts can send the wrong message towards your consumers.
Okay, and so I'm going to be talking about our seventh opportunity. Ignore carousel because we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that because obviously we don't have a carousel. We just have like flat images, which is actually the most effective thing. Can you please scroll to the next one? Okay. So my opportunity was seeing how we could make maybe some of the ads for sales and some of the ads that are on top of the product results page a little bit more interesting for the viewer, and also kind of combine that with the ad section or the ads that were sprinkled into the product listings, which I'll address in the next opportunity. But if you scroll to the next one, our research shows that rich imagery draws eyes to the page, and also only 20% of the text on the page is read. And I felt like we had a lot of heavy text on the homepage and on the dress page, and that could maybe be switched to more rich imagery with the combination of text, but like a little bit less text. And then, so when the user scrolls through the search results for women's dresses, there's a lot of there's a few ads sprinkled within the results. So we also have ads for like JCPenney, for Local Look, and we have Pro-Rate Cash, which is, I assume, just not affiliated with JCPenney. I thought it could be a little, the user might find this a bit disruptive to their browsing experience. So what I would suggest is to maybe move down to only 3 products per row, and then have the ads and the designated section to the right. So that way you still have your ad placement, and you're also able to, see like bigger images because there's only 3 images or 3 products being shown on the page. And so our research showed that online retailers are average 7.5 billion page views a month. I'm assuming this is just like in general. And I feel like ads are meant to complement and not intrude on browsing experience. And so it's great that there are ads there because you should take advantage of the page views and make money and utilize that real estate. But I feel like maybe having them in a designated section would look a little bit cleaner to the eye.
Okay, so for our 9th opportunity, we saw that on the product page for individual dress, at the bottom, if you scroll down, you see recommendations for other dresses, but we saw on the competitor, mainly for Dillard's, they had to complete the look, and I felt that it was much better than looking at similar dresses. Instead, we could have the consumer complete their look with the dress they want, so they have an easier chance to find the exact look they're looking for and have less clicks through the website. And with our research, it shows that product recommendations lift conversion rates as well as delivering improved user experience. And 50% of online shoppers are more likely to revisit a site if they have offered product recommendations. And so for our 10th opportunity, we have an ad that is too wordy, and there's a lot of minimized word that the consumer can't see. So for our opportunity, we enlarge the ad so the consumer can see what the deal is, and they won't get confused over the red price tag, which results after the coupon is totaled with their price.
Here we use Google Trends to see what was the peak season. Apparently it's through Black Friday. And we can see which ones are the terms that people most use when using JCPenney dresses. They're looking for homecoming dresses, logo dresses, because around this time is the season. So we would be able to like really invest in those type of dresses around this time, especially with Black Friday coming soon.
So I went into one of the JCPenney stores and I saw that they did not have a large selection of dresses, nor did they have a designated dress area, but I was able to find all dresses for all occasions, including for a wedding, for a formal party, a semi-casual party, for just everyday wear. I also saw that there was little to no plus size section, and that they were organized by style, but it was very confusing because as you can see in these two pictures, they're near the same section, but they are totally different style and for like different occasions, because on the right it's casual to semi-formal, and then on the right it's homecoming dresses.
Which location was this?
Which location?
Oh, I went to the one in Stonebriar. JCPenney in Stonebriar.
Okay, and I visited the Macy's in North Park. So I was also looking for the dress section to compare to what we saw at JCPenney's in Stonebriar. So when I went to the dress section, they were organized by brand, and each brand obviously has their own style. So some brands might cater more towards like business casual, some are more like boho, some are more just formal. And then there was a plus size section, but there wasn't really just a general dress section. There was just a plus size dress section. And then each brand that they had, because the clothing was grouped by brands, they had maybe 3 to 5 dress options on average, but there was not really any sort of organization by style or like garment type or season. It was just kind of like everywhere. And then I also visited Dillard's in the North Park location, and they have a larger dress section than Macy's, but there were like areas of dresses that were clumped up, as you can see on the left-hand image, but there wasn't a designated dress section. But I was also able to find dresses for all occasions. And then they were also organized by brand, had a variety of clothing type and style. And then I feel like with both of them, like both Macy's and Dillard's, because the women's dress or like the women's section was so unorganized, it forces the customer to look through the whole area to find what they want. And this is our conclusion for what we found for both in-store and online experience. For in-store, we were mainly hoping to bridge the online and in-store experience so it would be a little bit more seamless. So organize the women's dress section by styles and garment type, and generally group garment type to create a fluid experience. So if I'm looking for cocktail dresses, hopefully they're all going to be within the same area and maybe next to formal dresses. And then for the websites, we wanted to improve the user experience by adding sticky filters, adjusting the ad placement so it's less intrusive, having a quick view button so it opens less tabs and starts less false sessions, and suggestions to complete the outfit to upsell and cross-sell. And then the following slides are references.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor to the group here. Does anyone have questions for this team?
Who would they consider the winner in this category?
Were you able to hear that?
Yes. What was the winner for what do you think was the winner for the category?
Like, who would you consider to be the winner in the dress category?
Oh, I would say Dillard's.
Dillard's
online was really good, and I think their in-store is pretty similar to Macy's, but I felt like their women's section had just more variety for like occasions to cover.
Mm-hmm. The Dillard's website was also really clean, and they had large images. And for the product page, they had the complete the look, which I really liked. It helped the consumer actually find what they're looking for instead of scrolling through multiple pages to find what they want.
But the one thing I will say is that Dillard's did not have a mobile app, so that was probably their one downside. But other than that, they had a really good website experience through mobile and desktop as well. Any other questions?
What was the deciding factor to go to North Park and look at Dillard's and Macy's versus staying at Stonebriar? Or did you visit Stonebriar, Macy's, and Dillard's?
I visited Macy's at Stonebriar as well, but they did have a designated dress section, but it was also kind of separated by women's and juniors, so it was a little harder to find.
Yeah. I was already headed towards North Park for a different thing that I needed. So I was just checking it out, and I realized that they didn't have a JCPenney's there, but I saw that our competitors were there. So I decided to see how their layout was, especially since North Park is like considered a more upscale mall, to see if it would be a little bit different. And then she went to Stonebriar. Yeah. So we just went to different locations.
Okay.
I had a question on images. You mentioned that when you looked on our site, you saw that most of the product presentations you looked at had around 2 images. In looking at competition, was there like a magic number that you saw out there, or certain like features on the dresses, I guess, that other retailers were highlighting that we were not?
So like
there were at least 3 or 4.
Yeah. 3 or 4. Mostly again through Dillard's and yeah, it was mostly through Dillard's. It was just 3 or 4 was like kind of the perfect combo because it was like it actually filled like most of the page and it didn't feel very stagnant. It was like easy to view the images and products and such things like that without like needing to include like a quick view option too.
And then on average, the product pages had around 4-ish images of the products. Some had maybe 5, but it was generally around 4.
Anything else in the room?
When you went through, did you see any bundling or shop the look opportunities within dresses, or did you happen to see any?
Like in store or online?
Online. Mm-hmm. Or do you feel that the shop the look should be available on all product pages?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Was it Macy's?
I feel like we mainly saw Shop the Look on Dillard's. I didn't see a lot of bundling. I feel like that's definitely something for certain categories that you should take advantage of. Like if a dress has like maybe particular like matching shoes or like a handbag that would match it, I think that'd be pretty like a nice like thing, because then you wouldn't have to like go around and like look for like all the individual pieces. But I feel like a lot of Macy's didn't take advantage of that opportunity either. Their website wasn't that great, just overall.
Thank you.
Anything else in the room?
I had one other question. You showed the Google Trends analysis and it called out homecoming dresses. And I thought it said it peaked in November, which I thought was really interesting because I thought homecomings were usually over by then. So my question was, did you, in your research, see anyone who was doing a really great job at homecoming right now, since we're kind of, I guess, nearing the end of that season?
Can you repeat that last part? Sorry.
Is there anyone who is doing a particularly good job that you noticed?
It was Macy's. It was Macy's, yeah. Macy's was doing exceptionally well compared to everybody else. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like a pretty big difference between Macy's and then it was JCPenney's and Dillard's.
Dillard's and then Old Navy. Last.
In that order, particularly, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else before I ask you here?
Can you go back to the Google Trends slide?
Can you guys toggle back to the Google Trends slide, please?
Go.
about halfway through, I think.
That one.
Okay. I think those are just related. I don't think it's actually saying that those are terms that were heavily trafficked at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a related. You'd have to plug it in to see the volume. So a couple of questions for you. So you talked about on the PDP, you're looking at the banners and kind of simplifying that. How did that experience look in mobile?
It wasn't distracting. It felt very clean to just go through. Personally, going through the mobile experience, it didn't feel distractive enough. But the only thing I could say, like, it goes back to the filters, because like sometimes it's just like naturally, from what I read on research and such, when it came like the I can't remember what it's called, but like the eye test or whatever it was. I think that's what it's called. There's just like, it could be like a lot of times people could just scroll and they always like kind of look centered, but the ads just kind of really easy and quickly to go through based off like that research I did when it came to the eye testing, when it comes to mobile, to the mobile experience. But that was not a problem when it came to that through JC.
Do you feel like it was easy enough to read even in that experience?
Yes, yeah, the font was easy to read. It was really simple, and most of the reason that is because, again, like for mobile, like we have the phone like close to our face and such. In desktop, it's more like a little bit further, so it's kind of more difficult to see if you depending on the posture, I guess.
And you mentioned the app, and you mentioned you were looking at some of the retailers that did not actually even have an app at this point. Were there any takeaways from app that you think we could utilize in this category?
Sorry, say that again.
So you mentioned the JCPenney app, and I believe Dillard's didn't have an app.
Yeah.
Were there any takeaways from app that you feel like we could leverage in this category? Anything unique from that experience?
The filters. Again, it's just going for JCPenney's, like so for Macy's, it was on the top, and same with also Old Navy. The thing with Old Navy, though, it was literally, the app was the exact same thing as the mobile website itself. So nothing changed from that, but from Macy's, it was significantly different ish to the most part, like on how it looked. But the one takeaway I remembered when going through that was the filters, as it was much needed, I feel like, because I had to keep going up and down through JCPenney's, like to go back to the filter. Like if I'm looking for a dress or shopping for a dress, I have to keep going back up and down, scrolling to try to find like, the perfect dress. Where Macy's, it was always there. So if I didn't find a dress, like I just had to quickly just do a little scroll down, and the filter pop-up would come up through the phone, and it was really simple to use, and it was pretty quick to like filter through that as well.
So it's a couple of things. One is, I really appreciate all the academic research you did. I felt like you had a lot of really good citations there. You had research back up what you were saying. What would have made it even stronger is if you had supporting competitive examples to kind of go through and do that. Hey, Target is doing it this way, which lines up nicely with what we're seeing in our research. Another thing I really appreciated was it was very clear you all went out and walked the physical store environment. That's a huge part of trying to understand the omnichannel experience. So I do appreciate all your efforts there. So overall, a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Michelle, we're going to log off.
Thank you. I'll be in touch. See you guys
Yes,
later.
ma'am.
Thank you.